The following is a special presentation of Extreme eSpeed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and eSpeed.
Welcome to Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 in Peevely, Missouri, as we head to the Show Me State tonight for the Extreme eSpeed TV Pro Late Model Dirt Series, as cars are out on the track preparing to take on in tonight's Spring Thaw here at I-55. As always, I'm Travis Piercefield, joined by Adam Johnson here on Extreme eSpeed TV. And Adam, we had exciting racing action last Wednesday. We're back here again tonight, which should be a great 55-lap feature event here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun one. You know, it's kind of the first time in a while we've been able to kind of go back-to-back in our racing action. It's kind of been back-to-back-to-back, and we'll get no rest for the weary as they're back next week. But I'll tell you what, the Spring Thaw at I-55 is one that is pretty familiar to this series. It's one that, you know, we're going to get some cautions. There's going to be some, I think you're going to see the final order tonight is going to be maybe different than the first half of the race. Oh, as you get a little contact, Piercefield into the 46 machine of Kenny Haight. And Cody early into the wall. Oh, then the inside wall. I'm not sure what's going on. That track might just be a little slick right now, and boy, is it early. Oh, and he touches the wall right there, Hayden Swaney. So I'll tell you what, Travis, kind of like what I said, the finishing order might be a little more unique than what you're seeing. If I had to guess, just based on, you know, there's going to be contact in this race. It's going to be hard to avoid one another for all 55 laps, but if any indication is being shown right now on these first laps of practice, it's going to get pretty testy.
That it was. We've got a great turnout. We've got 19 cars here ready to take on this track here at I-55. See drivers out on the track. 14 of them have made their way out there as of right now as we go closer and closer to that Houston Guttering's time trials. As you see Hayden Swaney into the wall there. Kenny Haight back out on the track. That rookie we talked a lot about last week, that 27 of Jason Crow, as he continues to impress here early in this 2024 campaign, Adam.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's every single season that we've had the Pro Late Model Dirt Series, there's been a rookie class, and, you know, some filter in, some filter out over time, but Jason Crow's kind of highlighting, you know, a bright spot. You know, before it was Austin McGlone in this series, Dylan Perry the year before that. I think this is Jason Crow's year, and I think you're seeing that in the finishes. He said, you know, he doesn't have the win just yet, but it's not really an if it's going to happen. It's more of the fact of when it'll happen for Mr. Crow. So it's always fun when we kind of get to watch him practice, because it's still this early in the season, this early in with his time in the series. It's all new to us, quite honestly. You know, so I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's putting down the 6 fastest time so far in the hot laps. But man, take a look at Jacob Laster, a guy who finished on the podium. I believe last time we were on air, and you see Austin McGlone there. Speaking of, the bottom of the screen, 19th. He's just starting to get some laps put down. So we'll get him quickly shoot up to 9th. So a lot of movement there. Track still very, very fresh. But I'll tell you what, a little slick is, if you're just joining us, there was some contact both with other cars and the wall from, I'd say, 3 or 4 drivers. So this is going to show, you know, who's the best of the best. And you got to think Dylan Perry is one of those who's sitting 10th right now with 11.74. We're going to be saying a lot of guys' names tonight because I think there's going to be a lot of movement.
Well, we've seen it really early in the year here. While it's been some dominant players to pick up feature wins throughout qualifying, hot lap sessions, and those carrier heat races. We've seen a lot of guys jump up and down throughout the charts and be fast at different times. Obviously, Jacob Lassiter, Brandon Marlowe, Tyler Benefield, Brett Carlton, and Brandon Combs, your 5 fastest here during this session. But as always, that track will change. And once you get out there with all 19 cars, it's a whole different situation than here during hot laps.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I think you see time and time again, I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but I'll say it right here, Dylan Perry's not going to show his stuff in Houston Guttering time trials. He's not going to show it in the carrier heat races, and if something bad happens in the heat races, he's not going to show it in the Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. So it's very methodical. This is where I think it's less of showing your best. There's really not much to gain right now. It's purely about saying, okay, what's the car I have tonight? Because when we had back-to-back nights just recently, the car is not the same night 1 as it is night 2. And whether your car is the same, maybe the track's not the same. So what they're strictly doing right now is saying, okay, how does my car feel? Those guys who ran into the wall, they're saying, okay, it looks like I'm going to be a little loose tonight. Much like, me when I'm down in Mexico having some fun, I'm going to get a little loose. And that's what some of those cars are going through right now. And I'm curious to see, you see some of them heading into the pits right now. Do you tighten those bars? How do you make it so this car is going to be ideal? Because as soon as you make a change, so are the guys around you, and it's hard. When we get the full field rolling, it's hard to have perfect harmony. So there's going to be contact tonight, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Speaking of Mexico, a shout out to our friend Joey down in Cancun watching from his glass bottom boat here tonight as the late models here come into the infield work area. They should be preparing for Houston Guttering time trials coming up next. And as we look at those hot lap times, Adam, anyone jump out that you think could come out of here with a quick time tonight?
Yeah, it's been a while since kind of the BC brothers of Brett Carlton and Brandon Combs have been at the top, or at least taken the fastest time. So I'm looking at that. You got Tyler Benefield, one of the rookies, kind of showing up, and kind of a strong start to his night over a couple of the other rookies, being Jason Crow in 6th and Kenny Haight in 7th. So I will say, as you see the crowd start to file in here, this is kind of one of those, and I don't want to say it for every race because I feel like there's opportunity at every track to not pick the favorite, but this is definitely one where we're probably going to have moments of lap traffic, but we're also probably going to see guys who, if they use that tire wear to their advantage, they can put themselves in a position to win when the final laps remain. So it's early tonight. You see Flagman Larry, or that might be Flagman Frank out there just destroying his rotator cuff already. No cars on track, but hey, practice makes perfect. Totally understand.
And with that, Adam, we're going to get ready for Houston Guttering time trials here from I-55 tonight, as this will help set the field for those carrier heat races and get our racing action started for the evening.
All right, you see Jacob Lassiter, our first driver out there. And I'll let you know, Lassiter is an original driver to this series from Dresden, Tennessee, with Team Hot Lap Heroes, Larson Logistics, Crow Trucking, and Tintech with that Rayburn race car chassis and custom race engine. He's got 2 wins in this series.
Also out on the track is our defending 2-time champion. It's that P7 of Dylan Perry from Ringgold, Georgia. Evans Air Conditioning, Extreme eSpeed TV, Piercefield Media Group, CVR Race Car, Rapid Race Graphics, Lickham and Stickham Signs and Designs, Harrison Automotive, as he sits atop our charts with an 11.80, Lassiter second on 11.9.
So yeah, maybe Perry is. Maybe he's not even pushing himself that hard, but I mean, this is going to be such a quick track, and like I said, you're going to see lap traffic because those boys just put both lap times down sub 12 seconds. So 55 laps at 12 seconds a clip. This night might fly by if they stay clean. And speaking of staying clean, Brandon Combs always looking sharp with that ride, and he joins us, another original driver from Cincinnati, Ohio, with Super Dirt car series, Chip Bangers Racing, B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cuts. It's got Extreme eSpeed TV as well in there, and that big Pimpin' Race car by Perry chassis and Phantom Race engine. 5 wins in his Pro Late Model Dirt Series career.
He will edge Dylan Perry with an 11.79. Also out on the tracks at 2:21 of Brett Carlton from Royal Palm Beach, Florida. LTX Home Builders, Water Experts, Chip Banger Racing. Great run there, up rimming the outside lane. That is Brandon Combs.
So Combs will pull off there. 4 have gone so far, 11.79. Fastest time so far. As we see the 224 rookie Tyler Benefield heading out there from Hanceville, Alabama, with Dylan Perry Racing, Foskey Illustrations, Rapid Race Graphics, Huffman Tire, Chip Bangers Racing, and Liberty Racing Review. With that Bob Pierce race car chassis and Phantom Race engine, he's got 2 top 10s. Looking for more tonight.
Also out on the tracks at 1:17 of Joshua Johnson from Waynesville, Georgia. Vortex Wraps, A.W. Willingham Trucking, and Vortex Motorsports. Tyler Benefield will shoot up to 4th fastest, a 12.02. Joshua Johnson 6th fastest, a 12.11.
So Combs, Perry, Lasser, still your top 3. We'll see if anyone can improve next time by. Johnson jumps to 4th with a 11.94. So Johnson kind of right in the middle there. Aiden Young starting to turn some laps out there from Dalton, New Hampshire. That Young Gun Creations, the Farmyard Store and Gambler Motorsports. That Longhorn Chassis and RPM Racing engine. He's got 1 win in the series, 20 top 5s, making his 53rd career start tonight.
The track getting slick here. As you see, Combs, an 11.79 would have been 17th fastest in hot laps. So the track has slowed down. You can see some guys over 12 seconds. Everyone was under 12 seconds during that hot lap session. As Aiden Young will go under 12 seconds on 11.99, good enough for 6th fastest. And with that, the first group of 6 are done. We'll move on to our next round of qualifying with our next group.
That's right. Kendrick Hicks heading out there right now. Another rookie from Willard, Kentucky with Econocool, Shane Bailey Racing, Bernie Racing Solutions, Michael Boggs Photography, and AC Custom Graphics with that Swartz by SBR chassis, and Hendren Race Engine. You've got 3 top 10s already, and it looks like you've got eyes. Oh, we got eyes there on Cody Early. Cody Early, our original driver as well, the series director, promoter. He does it all from Greenville, Tennessee with that Bass Pro Shop, Schaefer's Racing Oil, Hoosier Racing Tires, Oakley Sunglasses, and Bowman Designs machine with BMF race car, chassis, and the Vic Hill Racing engine. You got a ton of starts in this series, tied for the most.
Also out on the track is that 52 of Hayden Swaney. Hayden Swaney's a rookie this year from Chatsworth, Georgia. DPR, Chip Banger Racing, Twisted Race Engines, Dirt Chasers Media, Custom Ink Concepts, and AK Custom Creations, as he will be 9th fastest. And now will be that 64 of Kendrick Hicks as he gets rolling out onto the track.
And Kendrick was scheduled to go out there. Now he's rolling in that, liking that dark look on this track. It's looking slick, just like the track. Slick Hicks is what I'm going to call him, as he's navigating that track nicely. 12.4. We'll see if he can improve on his next time by. 10 drivers up, 10 drivers down. It looks like Colin Boyles is heading out there. The #1 machine from Decatur, Illinois, with the Trimby and Sons Concrete. Building Systems of Illinois, Rich DPC Vortex wraps and a Logitech with that Longhorn chassis and Vic Hill race engine. He's got a couple top fives in his career.
Let's see, Kendrick Hicks will end up 9th fastest. Colin Voiles a good lap there, jumps up into the top 5 in 11.95. And really from 4th to 9th, very tight, all within 6/100ths of a second. Is now heading out onto the track. It's going to be that 37. It's Brandon Marlowe from Benton, Missouri. A home race for him tonight is it's Hot Lap Heroes Racing, Tin Tech, Seamless Guttering, and Crow Trucking.
And Andy coming off a little bit of some damage in practice, looking good. Coming to us from Ball Ground, Georgia, with Extreme eSpeed TV, Evans Air Conditioning and Plumbing, Arizona Sport Shirts, and Pierceville Media Group. And that Masterbuilt race car and Comet Racing engine. 11 top 10s in his career. Looking for number 12 tonight, and he actually finished 12th a couple weeks back, so he's been looking to kind of get back into the top 10, and I think this is the type of track where if he can stay clean, he can absolutely do that. As you see, Marlowe leapfrog Lassiter for 3rd fastest, and Pierceville puts down the 12th fastest time with a 12.17.
So Pierceville will end up 12th fastest, a 12.09. Marlowe, 3rd fastest, an 11.90. Now on the track is that rookie, that 27 of Jason Crow. From Hot Springs, Arkansas, Hot Lap Heroes Crow Trucking. That's a Longhorn chassis and a Mullins race engine. Great cam reviews as always, thanks to little brother Andy here at I-55 tonight.
Yeah, little brother Andy, been a tough week for him as buddy Joey that we mentioned earlier lost his passport. So not sure if he'll make it back, but you're seeing Crow make it near the top. We now have 3 drivers who have put down an 11.9 flat. Man, they are looking sharp right now. The rookie looks like he'll pull off here, but I'll tell you what, Jason Crow, that's the way you want to start the night. And here's another rookie, Kenny Haight from Benton, Louisiana, with Hot Lap Heroes, Crow Trucking, Tin Tech Seamless Gutters, and iRacing iFlag. That Masterbuilt race car and Clements Racing engine. Already has 1 top 5 and just his 7th career start tonight.
Also on the track is that 71 of John Hine, also a native of the Show Me State. John Hine comes from St. Louis, Missouri, Bass Pro Shops, Extreme eSpeed TV, Gambler Motorsports, and that Rocket chassis. He'll be 7th fastest in 11.91 first. Kenny Haight jumps up to 3rd fastest in 11.86.
Yeah, they are moving right now. Still, Combs and Perry, your top dogs, 1 and 2. As you see John Hine pull off, and he'll pull off with the 7th fastest time so far in 11.91. Austin McGlone, a former rookie, got that stripe taken off, and he is really taken off in his career. Our 2023 Rookie of the Year from Hillsborough, Kentucky, with Chip Bangers Racing, FHP Consulting, KMJ Graphics, with that Swartz chassis and Mullins race engine. 8 wins in this series, inching closer to double digits.
Also out there in 8th fastest at the moment is the 22 of Brandon Bender. He's an original driver of the series from Minford, Ohio, B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cuts. That's a Rocket chassis, making his 77th start of his career. As Brandon Bender will jump up to 3rd fastest, Austin McGlone's 13th fastest. McGlone with an 11.99, Bender an 11.85. And just like that, Adam, we're down to 2 to go.
That's right. Heading out there, the rookie. rookie Evan Hinkle from Kentucky. With Smith's Guttering and Siding, Keltner's Contracting, Smith's Sealing, and Newton Cattle Farms. That Longhorn chassis and Hendren race engine. One top 5 in his first start, making his 3rd tonight.
Also on the track is that 07 of Chris Payne, another rookie from Hosheim, Tennessee. 5th Scale Dirt Oval Network, Trent's Graphics Designs, Big Kev's Drivers, Torqued Graphics, Payne's Cages. That is a Vic Hill race engine in a Longhorn chassis. Evan Hinkle, 8th fastest, an 11.91. Chris Payne, 19th fastest, a 12.13. As Hinkle and Payne will wrap it up, that is Brandon Combs, your quick time here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. And just like that, we will move on to our carrier heat races here, and those will be the first bit of racing action here on the track. Up to 20 cars here tonight for the Extreme eSpeed TV Pro Late Model Dirt Series. As always, thanks to everyone tuning in.
A reminder, if you need to keep up to date with all the news, and there's been a lot over the past few weeks, you can head to the Pro Late Model Dirt Series iRacing page and follow all the updates and chime in, give us feedback, comment on posts. And our race director Cody Early does a great job of kind of posting heat winners, fastest times, and it looks like we're already getting now to carrier heat racing. It'll be led by Brandon Combs, the fastest man out there, side by side with the rookie Kenny Haight. Behind them, another rookie, Jason Crow and Joshua Johnson, with Cody Early, Aiden Young, and Andy Piercefield rounding out the final 3.
So here we go. 8 laps will make up this carrier heat race. Brandon Combs, Kenny Hay. Of course, Brandon Combs, your Houston Guttering Time Trials quick time tonight. Two of our faster rookies also in this race with Kenny Hay and Jason Crow as the green flag waves. We're racing at I-55. Combs will jump up in front of Haight. Crow to the inside. Cody Early looking to the inside early as well.
Kaka, the Crow is coming right now. He's coming for Kenny Haight, but I'll tell you what, Haight is looking for Combs on the inside, and my goodness, they are fanning out almost 3 wide there in the back of the pack. One of the more full fields we have for a carrier heat race. 7 is about the max you will see, as it looks like Joshua Johnson's getting established, but he's still a few paces behind the top 3 of Combs, Haight, and Crow. Not too much movement there. From where we started, no drivers have moved up, which means no drivers have fallen back from their starting position. With 5 to go in this carrier heat race number 1.
Brandon Combs continues to lead. Kenny Haight right behind him. That outside lane stays the preferred line here as Combs slides up even closer to that wall. Car single file here for all 7 cars. As we're halfway, now 3 laps to go. It's Brandon Combs, your leader.
Yeah, I guess you could say these drivers kind of got their grip back, and very different. As you see Andy Piercefield up in the 6th spot. The only driver who advances as he passes Young. Young looks to be off the track for some undisclosed reason, but Andy Piercefield benefits there. But still, Brandon Combs with just the edge as we hit the final lap. Combs could take carrier heat race number 1 in just a few turns of the wheel.
Kenny Haight in second. Brandon Combs will hold him off. Crow also backs off now. Checkered flag waves. Brandon Combs, your winner. Carrier heat race number 1. Kenny Haight second. Crow third. Johnson fourth. Early in 5th.
So carrier heat race number 2 will be led out there by defending champ Dylan Perry side by side with Brandon Marlowe. Row 2 of Evan Hinkle and Colin Boyles. Row 3, Chris Payne and Kendrick Hicks with Hayden Sweeney starting 7th.
So 8 more laps here in carrier heat race number 2. We'll have 3 here tonight to set the field. And that Combs Cut's last chance showdown. So 2 by 2 they'll get lined up. There goes that pace truck off the track. Carrier heat race number 2 goes green. Oh, the 11 of Hinkle got into the back of Dylan Perry there on the start. Brandon Marlowe to the outside, caution flag. It looks like they'll line it back up as Chris Payne has damage, as does Hayden Sweeney. Ooh, plenty of damage there. That tire will stay on here tonight, though. We did see a tire fly off last Wednesday.
Yep, and that GoFundMe for that family is still active if you want to check it out. So an early caution, a rare caution, quite honestly, in a carrier heat race. It'll restack the deck. If it stays the way race control has it now, Voiles and Hicks will both be up 1 spot from where they started. Hinkle and Payne down 1 spot. But as it looks like right now, at least for the moment, they still have a chance to get out there before it's green, but it looks like Payne and Sweeney, both rookies in this heat race, are not on the track.
So 2 by 2 they'll get lined back up.
Pace truck lights are still on. So still sorting some things out. Pace truck lights are on. A reminder that we will have some racing action again next week for the Smoky Mountain Nationals at Bristol. Before another one 2 weeks later to close out March with the Illinois Dirt Classic at Fairbury. It'll be a double points race for that one. They are now side by side, almost to the point of going back to green.
Looks like that yellow flag's still up. So we'll see if we get back to racing action this time by... Yes, we will. Green flag waves. Marlowe will make a move Perry as we're just getting started here. 6 laps to go. Marlowe jumps to the lead. Dylan Perry now to the inside trying to make a lead. He'll slide up in front of the 37, make it stick.
Oh, and it is sticking hard right now. And I'll tell you what, Perry and Marlowe side by side, probably the closest I've seen a guy race Dylan Perry and cleanly do it. So my goodness, this is going to be fun if they can stay side by side. But Perry looks to have just the slight edge, which is sometimes all he needs.
Dylan Perry will slide up. Colin Boyle's a good run there. He's up to the 3rd spot. Kendrick Hicks up to the 4th spot, up 2. 3 laps to go. It's Dylan Perry out front. Hinkle to the inside of Hicks. He'll make that move as now it's Boyle's 3rd, Hinkle into 4th. Here comes Hicks back on the inside with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, moving nice. Ooh, a little bit of a check up there from Hinkle, so they're going to lose more ground on the leaders, but I don't think it'll matter as Dylan Perry is now 1 lap away from really rifling off a strong Carrier Heat Race number 2.
And up front, it will be Dylan Perry, Brandon Marlowe 2nd, Colin Boyle's 3rd, Hicks 4th, Hinkle in 5th.
And Carrier Heat Race number 3 will be led by Brandon Bender and Jacob Laster. Side by side behind them, sandwiched in the middle, John Hine and Tyler Benefield, with Austin McGlone and Brett Carlton in the 3rd row. I'm liking the reflective lettering there on the 224 of Benefield. We get a good look there, yeah. Nice looking graphics tonight. Now if you look on the left side of your screen, that's what it would look like if all of the drivers' names were put together at once. So we'll try and get you an updated one there. Bengler and Massiter.
So Brandon Bender and Jacob Lassiter on that front row.
Little brother Andy working hard in the production truck to get that fix as the Pace truck's lights come off, and we are about to go green for Carrier Heat Race number 3.
Bender, Lassiter, that front row. Hine and Benefield, row number 2 as the green flag waves. 8 more laps here for Carrier Heat Race number 3.
You can see the dirt kicking up right now, and I'll tell you what, it may be slick, but these drivers are making it look pretty easy as the night rolls on. A little bit of contact there, almost 3 wide. Ooh, good check up there. You see Hine for a moment was in front of Lassiter, but Lassiter holding that outside lane, which might just have a little more grip. Oh, a little bit of contact. Ooh, they are racing tight right now.
As Bender separates, the other 5 drivers all racing tight as Hine and Lassiter continue to do battle side by side. Behind them, you've got McGlone and Carlton, and now Benefield throws his nose in the middle. Oh, contact there. McGlone will hold on as they stay racing halfway this time by 4 to go.
Yeah, McGlone, right after that, before that contact, he hit the wall a little bit, so guys are trying to get that upper lane. Ooh, you'll see getting into the rear of John Hine there. It is just a lot of sheet metal pounding around right now, and it is only, oh, Hine, losing a little bit of paint there on the outside of his car and trying to find some stability. He might make another move. Oh, he's sandwiched between there. He's able to get out of there like a Houdini.
McGlone and Hine trade the sandwich position in the middle as Hine's back there to the inside. Great battle here. It's Bender out front. He leads Lassiter. Bender makes his way around. He will win Carrier Heat Race number 3. 3rd will go to McGlone. Hine 4th. Carlton 5th. Great battle back in the pack that we watched as Bender will claim the victory. And with that, no Combs Cuts last chance showdown tonight, so we will go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got pre-race festivities here from Federated Auto Parts at I-55. You're watching the Pro Late Model Dirt Series on Extreme eSpeed TV.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
This is the premier podcast for late model dirt track racing. This is Forward Bite, hosted by superfan and actual know-it-all Kyle Armstrong on the Speed Sport Podcast Network.
Welcome back to another edition of the Forward Bite Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Armstrong.
Introducing the latest technology in the racing industry, SpringRithm. SpringRithm is an app that can replace a spring smasher, giving you access to the same information the fast guys are using to stay ahead. The app tells you where to set your coilover nuts to hit your install loads and tells you the dynamic loads that the car will see in travel. It also simplifies adjustments at the track, giving you the information needed to adjust loads without taking the shock off the car. SpringRithm has been rigorously tested to ensure accuracy. There's no excuse to not be using SpringRithm.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family-owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 for the Extreme eSpeed TV Pro Late Model Dirt Series. It's the spring thaw, and as we prepare for tonight's feature event, we'll throw it to the local PA for tonight's national anthem. take one more quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got tonight's Spring Thaw from Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. You're watching Extreme eSpeed TV. And welcome back to Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. And Adam, we're going to get ready for this spring thaw here as we get ready for tonight's feature event. And that starting lineup, Adam, is going to look like this.
That's right. Brandon Combs, Dylan Perry, the fastest two from practice, remain at the top for tonight's racing action. Behind them, Brandon Bender and Kenny Haight. Row 3 of Brandon Marlowe and Jacob Laster. Row 4, Jason Crow and Colin Voiles. Rounding out the top 10, Austin McGlone and Joshua Johnson. Behind them, Kendrick Hicks and John Hine. Row 7, Cody Early and Evan Hinkle. Row 8, Brett Carlton and Andy Piercefield. Row 9 will be Hayden Swaney and Tyler Benefield, a couple of rookies. And then rounding out a full field will be Aiden Young and Chris Payne.
And just like that, we'll get ready to go here. 55 laps around this small dirt track in Missouri as they will roll on off. So 2 by 2, they get ready to go. Lights are off that pace truck out front. green flag will wave for Brandon Combs and Dylan Perry, and we are racing from I-55.
That's right, Brandon Combs. Good start right there. Car's moving a lot. He's kind of got a little bit of safety, but they're kind of bearing down. He's going to have to make a decision at some point. Do you kind of hold that bottom lane? Do you ride the top lane? It looks like, and just historically, Dylan Perry, when he does get comfortable, he rides that top line pretty well. And now he can go anywhere, quite honestly, but he's getting behind some traffic now as Perry's down 2 spots from where he started. Brandon Marlowe, look at that. The top 3 drivers all are Brandon Combs, Brandon Marlowe, Brandon Bender.
Dylan Perry now makes it down there to the inside behind Brandon Marlowe. He's got Brandon Bender to his outside. Lassiter and Haight battle behind them. Austin McGlone also up 2 spots here early. He's up into the 7th position. As just like that, we're 5 laps into this 55 lap event. 50 laps to go if my math is correct, Adam.
Arizona State math proving to be reliable once again. Speaking of reliable, this field is running pretty strong right now, but I'll tell you what, it's a short enough track that if we get enough green flag laps running, we could see some lap traffic start to play a factor.
See, Colin Boyle's a good night continues for him, racing in that 8th position, trying to hold off rookie Jason Crow to his inside. Up front, it's Brandon Combs. As we work lap number 10 here at I-55, you can see the tail end of the field just up ahead. Almost contact there. Andy Piercefield gets out of shape on the exit of turn number 2. And up into the wall, Brandon Marlowe holds on to 2nd, Dylan Perry 3rd, Lassiter in the 5th spot.
So you got Dylan Perry we're following along with. Now we'll jump over to Colin Boyles. Get a look there as he tries to track down Crow. They both try to fight to stay inside that top 10 right now, and it's a ever-changing field. A little bit of contact there will push Boyles back a little bit more than he'd like, and you see John Hine whipping around him. We'll see if he can hold him off, and it looks like Hine, a couple more turns, could have the leverage and the grip. It sounds like the crowd is loving this action right now, hooting and hollering.
Race cars all the way around this track. Little brother Andy's got the drone out now. As you see, race cars all the way around. Ooh, great battle back here. Carlton, oh, contact! Oh, head on right in front of Aiden Young.
Oh, wrong place, wrong time. Oh, that could have been bad.
As Carlton will park there, we'll bring up that instant replay.
Instant regret, as you can see right here. Just gets a little turn into Piercefield, into each other, and then right there, just a brutal hit right in front of it. Looks like some children onlooking. We're not going to show you the rest of that replay just out of caution.
Well, quickly, 16 laps and 16 laps down. Making quick time here at I-55. It's Brandon Combs out front from the start. Lassiter in 2nd, Dylan Perry 3rd, Brandon Marlowe 4th, Kenny Haight up into the 5th spot.
So they were making some good movement. And like I kind of opened the broadcast talking about the fact that we are going to see some contact. You're going to see some guys probably lead. So I don't know if it's Brandon Combs or if it's Brandon Marlowe or Brandon Bender, but you're going to see guys who kind of ride that top line and eventually might get pushed back. And it's gonna. I think the top three is going to be kind of a crapshoot at this point. It wouldn't shock me if you have a Perry or a Combs actually win the race, but the other two drivers, man, it's anybody's race right now. And you see lap traffic almost played a real dramatic impact to the first time that Combs went by. Luckily, it didn't seem to affect him, but lap traffic did get in the mix with that caution. So hope to see everybody's cars back out there. But nonetheless, not a lot of fun. It's fun when you drive right by it and avoid it, but some nights have been ruined.
Well, one driver will leave here a night happy as the green flag waves. We're back to racing action. Brandon Combs holding off Lassiter, who now has Dylan Perry to his inside as we're back to green.
Yes, we are, and they are flying right now. You can tell they've been itching to get back to this Pro Late Model Dirt Series racing. Oh, just near the rear. You can see Lassiter, he's got a full head of steam, and if he can find a lane, if he can find the grip, look at him. Almost like he's drafting, and he pulls up to the outside. I think Lassiter is in a very comfortable position. Oh, he gets a little checked up right there, and this is a fun battle to watch. Look at that, the right of your screen. And if you follow that 7, bottom of the track right there, that is what you do not want to see, is a guy named Dylan Perry getting comfortable. Kind of the black sheep. Oh, look at that. Beautiful design, very intricate right there, and just like the way he weaves through traffic and works his way around the track, very intricate. Dylan Perry's going to try and stay down there as long as he can, as long as he's not losing ground. And it doesn't look like he is. He's kind of letting Combs and Lassiter duke it out right now.
Marlowe moves into the 3rd spot on the outside. Austin McGlone trying to follow him through. Lassiter hanging tough to the inside of Combs. Combs slightly taps that wall on the exit of turn number 4 as they stay 2 by 2 up front for the lead.
Man, I don't envy the position right now that Lassiter is in while he has the lead. You're dealing with Combs on the outside, Perry on the inside, and I'll tell you what, it's hard to block both of them, especially when that top line has just a freight train of drivers, Cleveland steaming their way to get past you.
Combs able to battle back there. Now there's Marlowe going around the outside of Lassiter. Dylan Perry has not disappeared yet as he's right there. No Houdini for him as he remains in the top 5 up front. Kenny Haight watches from 6th on back. Great racing throughout the field. Joshua Johnson battling Benefield. That's a battle for 12th as now he's got some space between and he's into the wall right in front of Cody early. Cody will stay there and regain. Great racing in the back, too. You got Aiden Young, Evan Hinkle, Brett Carlton, 3 wide battle there. Behind them, Chris Payne and Andy Piercefield trading 19th back and forth.
Yeah, and Johnson kind of doing what a lot of the drivers have done. He just barely hit the tip of it on the track, and a lot of drivers getting that kind of contact right now.
Still 3 wide for 2nd place there as it's Perry, Lassiter, and Marlowe continue to do battle. We're 30 laps in, 25 laps to go. This time by caution flag comes out.
We'll see if we can pull that replay up for you, folks.
Not really seeing the reason for this. It may have been
There is a tire.
As we'll look and see here. Oh, it's Cody early up into the wall. Hard damage there. Tire flew off. And that will bring out our 2nd caution of the night.
Yeah, and I guess you could say we'll have to look at the tape to see where everyone shakes out, but initial standings and numbers show Brandon Combs, Jacob Lassiter, and Brandon Marlowe your top 3, with Dylan Perry and McGlone just on the outside of the top 5.
So 25 laps to go. No time to be tired as of yet. Green flag waves. We're back to racing action. Brandon Combs leads them to green. That battle for second continues behind him. Perry now to that outside in row number 3. Austin McGlone will jump up behind him. And now it's Brandon Marlowe to the inside.
Oh man, here the shakeup's happening. The shakeup is happening with less than half the race to go, and brutal cough from some of the folks here in the announcer's booth, but we're trying to get you the most clear audio that we can.
Austin McGlone now there in the middle. He'll fall back behind Marlowe. As Combs using that outside line to his advantage for the momentum as they continue to do battle behind him. 3 wide for third.
Wow, 3 wide for third is insane at this moment, and I'm telling you right now, the crowd on their feet already. Still 20 laps and change to go, and you've got Dylan Perry officially in the top 3. Oh, Marlowe gets turned. Oh, a little bit of contact. Will they be able to hold it? Oh, man, into the wall. 2 of the top.
Green flag stays.
Oh, they're racing, boys. And I'll tell you what, Marlowe cannot be happy about that.
Caution flag will now wave.
Let's see if we can find that for you. But yeah, a little bit of a delay maybe on the caution. We're not sure what happened after that contact happened behind them. You see him get bunched up a little bit right there. Watch that 37 machine as he slides back up. Looks like there's a little bit of dirty air. Contact coming back up. Turned around. Tip to tip into the wall with McGlone. And that's all she wrote.
Looks like Cody Early also jumped into the pit area. As we're back to racing action, 19 laps to go.
Top 3, Combs, Laster, Perry, Kenny Hay, rookie trying to make his name known as Jason Crow. The other rookie we talked about earlier, having a strong start to the season. Wanting to get up there as well. Oh, caution again. Piercefield involved with Voiles. We've heard that before. You're rolling with us here on Stream eSpeed TV. Watch the top of your screen. Boyles to Johnson, and wrong place, wrong time for Piercefield. Oh man, and you know he's got a good deal. Oh, both of them just trying to whip it around. Not the way Piercefield's night. Not the way he saw it going.
Well, Voiles got out of shape there, and you got to be careful when you're whipping it back and forth that another car can get by you there. And Andy Piercefield, just as you mentioned, wrong place, wrong time, and got smacked by Voiles there right in the side.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slap in the face. And
so some housekeeping. Cody Early is out. He was out on lap number 33. So he will, as of right now, run in the 20th position. So we'll line them back up. Remember, we're past the halfway point, so if you go a lap down, you do not get the wave around. And it may look like Brandon Combs, our leader, may be having some issues. And we'll line them back up. Brandon Combs is pulled into the work area from the lead here with 17 laps to go. That will hand the lead over to Jacob Lassiter. Dylan Perry second. Kenny Haight third. Brandon Bender fourth. Green flag waves, and we're back to racing action at I-55.
All right, this is what I'm talking about. That top three, if it finished like that, it'd be a little surprising, but I don't think they're done shifting. As you see, Perry immediately takes the lead right back from Lassiter. Lassiter takes it right back. They're going to continue to trade blows. Just a matter of how many cautions we might see tonight. And if they happen to stay green, you got to think 16 laps is plenty of time to catch the back of the field and bring the lap traffic back to the fold. So I'll tell you what, no matter how it plays out, you're in for a treat here on Extreme eSpeed TV. As the caution comes out, once again, we're going to try and get you that replay. We were watching the front of the field, so unaware what exactly happened, but we'll try and see if we can locate it.
Looks like it was Austin McGlone, Brandon Marlowe. McGlone cut over the nose of Sweeney there. It's the outside. Oh, there's Carlton and Marlowe got together right up in front of McGlone. And also, just letting everyone know, Cody Early did make it back out on the track. He's currently 4 laps down, as is Brandon Combs. So he had to go into the work area from the lead. And now he is 19th, 4 laps down.
But you know, for the sponsors and all that, it's better to finish the race than not. So beats the alternative. So 2 by 2 they'll roll off. Not yet to the point where we need to go single file.
Lights still on that pace truck out front.
Yeah, like you said, not the type of night for Brandon Combs that he was expecting. Came in fast, and there's an opportunity for him to bounce back next week. Would not shock me at all.
So 2 by 2.
And it looks like still staying yellow as they clean some things up. An important part of the race, important juncture, as we are just outside 10 laps to go in a race that is always circled on the calendar. Punxsutawney Phil has this feeling like spring's coming early as we enjoy the spring thaw.
So Lassiter and Perry, the front row. You see Jason Crow up there, still looking for his first series win here during his rookie campaign. Austin McGlone still off the track. He's scored in the 18th position as the green flag waves. Great racing action up front. Dylan Perry trying to use that outside line. Kenny Haight now has moved into the top 3s. They're 3 wide behind him for 4th.
That's right, knocking on the door of 10 laps remaining. And I'll tell you what, Lassiter is tired of everyone knocking on his door. A little bit of contact there. Hine has been all over the track tonight, but done a great job of keeping that car on the track ultimately. So he kind of makes some contact with the top of the wall. We'll get a look there at Benefield as well. sharp-looking scheme, and he's going to just avoid some contact there from the 11 of Hinkle. Sends Hinkle back as well. So hard to make movement towards the front when you're just battling, elbows tight, kind of like you're in the middle seat on an airplane. Hard to make movement when the guys in front of you are speeding away and you're in a cloud of dust. So now sub 10 laps to go. Perry now out to the lead. Laster and Haight desperately trying to figure out and formulate a plan, but the laps are dwindling, and I'll tell you what, kind of like in the peak Patriots dynasty, Perry is the Belichick and Brady combo all in one, and so it's, the target's on his back, but he doesn't often feel the pressure as Laster and Haight try to formulate a plan. Crow not far on the outside. Fifth place is a back and forth battle between Bender and Hine.
As you can see, Lassiter to the inside. Dylan Perry has that preferred line as he's able to beat him back to the line each and every lap right now. Haight watching on, looking for his move as Crow's back in the 4th position.
Yeah, not guaranteed we're going to get a caution 5 laps to go, so this could be the final I-55 shootout we've been waiting for.
Dylan Perry leads, coming to 4 laps to go. Back in 8th position, Tyler Benefield's currently our Buttkicker hard charger, up 10 spots. Hayden Young also enters the top 10. He's up 9 spots from his starting spot.
And, you see there, Laster, his car, one of many, have just taken so many licks tonight.
Oh, we've got someone in the wall.
Oh, tires almost destroying our leader. It looks to be Chris Payne. Looks to be in pain as they now go to a caution. Wow.
Just before the leaders took the white. Oh, Cody.
Cody.
So we're going to have a green-white checkered finish here at I-55.
So not the way we expected that to go. And wow. Tires on the track, we almost had a clean finish there.
So green-white checkered will get us to the finish here for tonight's Spring Thaw, as it's Jacob Lassiter, Kenny Hay, and Jason Crow going to try to take down the 2-time champion Dylan Perry out front.
TBD if they're going to do a single file restart. If they do, you got to think that benefits Perry, quite honestly. So Lassiter and Haight, you're 2nd and 3rd right now, and if I'm sticking true to my prediction, there may be a different name finishing 2nd and 3rd. I think we're in for one more mix-up, even though there's just a couple laps of change to go.
During that caution, Chris Payne now out of the race. He's scored in 17th. Brandon Combs in 18th is on the track 3 laps down. Cody Early also caught up in that incident. He is now out of the race as well, scored in the 19th spot. Austin McGlone in 20th. 14 laps down, he was out on lap number 40.
Pace truck lights are off. Siren going off. Looks like someone's burnt the hot dogs in the press box.
Dylan Perry will lead us back to green. Lassiter in second, Haight in third.
And a heck of a start there for Perry. Not what you wanted to see. Single file only benefits a veteran like him, but I'll tell you what, you got Lassiter and Haight both trying to hold their positions. Crow going to try and make a move at the very end to get in front of Haight.
Everyone wanting to finish in the podium to speak with us afterwards, but out front it's going to be Dylan Perry, your winner at I-55. Lassiter second, Kenny Haight third, Jason Crow fourth, Brandon Bender, your top 5. Your Buttkicker hard charger will go to Tyler Benefield. Up 10 spots from 18th starting position to the 8th position. As always, we'll talk to our top 3 finishers. That's Perry, Lassiter, and Kenny Haight.
Yeah, still kind of catching our breath. That was a wild one, quite honestly, and it was a fun one though, and it gave us an opportunity to get to know kind of the driving style of Kenny Haight. So I'm excited to get a chance to talk to our 3rd place finisher in just a moment. But yeah, Perry, Lassiter, Haight, your top 3 behind them. Oh, so close from getting on the podium. Crow, Bender, and Hicks. You know, you saw John Hine in the mix really all of tonight, and you know his time's coming. As we are starting to get some drivers in our broadcast waiting room, we'll pull them to you in just a moment. All right, and we've got Kenny Haight with us. Kenny, how are you feeling? A rookie coming in, getting a top 5, a top 3 on the podium. It's got to feel pretty dang good.
Yeah, it absolutely does. This is a pretty solid group of drivers, and it's tough competition week in, week out. And I-55 just happened to be one of those tracks where it just started to everything fell right in line, clicking off lap times left and right. And yeah, I'm super stoked to be up here right now.
Absolutely. You know, you're up 1 spot from where you started, and you know, this was the kind of race where, whether it was because of cautions or lap traffic, you know, there was a lot of movement where you saw guys in the top 3 and then kind of faded away. Did you feel that maybe if you had 10 more laps that would have helped your position, or 10 more laps would you have maybe fallen back?
I'm thinking if we had 10 more laps, I probably would have fallen back. That last green-white checkered kind of hurt me a little bit. I was in a solid rhythm there for a while, but we hit that caution, and yeah, I didn't get the restart that I wanted, and Crow was right underneath me. Yeah, I feel like Crow would have ended up getting me if we would have had at least 10 more laps.
You know, for a lot of our viewers, at least in this series specifically, not familiar with a lot of your driving yet, we soon will be, especially if you're racing like this. What's it been like kind of being in the Pro Late Model Dirt Series as one of our rookies?
Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty tough crowd of drivers, and you know, everybody's fighting tooth and nail for every position you can get. So, you know, it's just straight up tough.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, you made it look easier than maybe it was tonight, but before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to shout out any partners.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to the Hot Lap Heroes for letting me be on their team, and, you know, fantastic group of guys. They've been helping me out and definitely improved a lot since joining the team. Huge shout out to Larson's Logistics, Marco's Moose Ranch Hair Care and Tire Center, Tintech Seamless Guttering, Crow Trucking, Martin Sports, iRacing, iFlag, Rattle Can Man Designs. Fantastic sponsors.
Awesome. Well, congrats once again. A top 3, looking to see more from you, maybe even next week. We appreciate the time.
Hey, thank you guys for broadcasting.
As that's Kenny Haight, our 3rd place finisher tonight. Now joining us in the booth is our 2nd place finisher. It's 51 of Jacob Lassiter. Jacob, a strong run for you here tonight. First it was Brandon Combs up front you were battling. Then Dylan, walk us through your night to a 2nd place finish.
That was a pretty eventful night. Yeah, it was pretty fun. The track was pretty good. It went away there the last 20 laps or so. Kind of went to that middle, but before then, before Combs got disconnected and before Brandon had his deal go on, we were all kind of right there under a blanket, and it could have went either way for sure.
What was the difference there that obviously you were there on the inside and it looked like that outside had the momentum? Was there any move you could have made if it would have stayed green there late?
If I could have got him maybe cleared, I might have been able to slide up in that middle. He was exiting just a little bit higher than me, and I think that was the difference. And once he got on my rear quarter, which I don't run a mirror, but can see on my relative, and I can hear my spotter saying outside. So once he got up there, I wanted to try to leave him as much room as I could. I squeezed him a couple times, but I don't think he could have put a piece of paper between us. It was pretty cool to run. There's only a handful of guys you can run really close with and not touch, and we've got several of them in this league. So it's a pretty cool feeling. And like I said, I hate to come home second. You know what I mean? It's back-to-back weeks finishing second, but second is definitely better than being in the back. So.
Well, another great run for you tonight, Jacob. Any of those sponsors or anybody you'd like to get a shout out to tonight?
Just got to give a shout out to Team Hot Lap Heroes and all their constant help and support, and give a shout out to Kenny and Jason on top fives tonight. And Brandon had, like I said, he had some stuff go on during the race that kind of screwed him over. So I hate that he had a bad night. And in this point steal, the points are so drawn out. If you have one bad night, somebody wins, it can cripple you. So, I hate that for him. But like I said, hats off to Cody for giving us the lead. You guys, the broadcast, as always. Got to give a shout out to the wife, as always, for taking care of the little one.
Well, great run tonight, Jacob. We look forward to talking to you again next Wednesday.
I appreciate it.
That's Jacob Lassiter, your second place finisher. Now we'll throw it down to victory lane. Adam's got our winner, Dylan Perry.
That's right, joined by Dylan Perry, and Dylan, a track that you've raced on before. It's going to ultimately go down in the history books as another solid win for you. But what made tonight's race, and one of the many wins you're starting to rack up in the series, what made this one a unique race or a special race? Anything that kind of stood out? What's your main takeaway, I guess you could say, from tonight's action?
Just to start off, there's not many times I have to run the top like that, so that's definitely going to rack up in one of my definitely top fives just for how hard I was running it and keeping the car in one piece while doing it. Usually if I don't do it, I'm going to knock the breakaway off or do something dumb, but it felt like it stayed in one piece, so that was definitely a fun one to run.
You almost sound a little surprised with the way either your car ran or the track was. So I guess coming into this race, what were you expecting it to be like? And then obviously it seems a little different the way it did play out.
Yeah, usually for these races, after being able to run pretty good here in the past, you run the top for the minute, and then about halfway through the race, you're kind of in the middle or in the bottom, just trying to keep momentum in it. And the track never felt like it got to that point. It felt like the bottom was pretty good for a while during the start of the race, and then it kind of shifted to the top, and after the top got a little narrow, it was just kind of wherever you could get it rotated and tractioned up at. I didn't really think there was a line that was preferred right there near the end.
Was the track conditions? We were watching early on. Not even sure if you noticed in practice where there were some drivers that looked a little slick. It was definitely a track where or a race tonight where a lot of guys were brushing the top of the outside wall or bumping into each other. Was this track? I mean, it kind of maybe just felt like good old dirt track racing. Was there anything unique about this track, or was it just kind of the way it rolls?
Yeah, it was definitely unique. It's not often that you're able to go from scrubbing the inside wall for the first half of the race and then knocking the decking out of it for the second half, and it really be about the same speed from start to finish. Because I went from the bottom whenever I was racing Marlowe early on to the top right there near the end racing Lassiter, and the car felt just about the same top to bottom, and I think lap time wise it wasn't far off from each other.
Awesome. We appreciate the insight as always. And before we let you go, the drill. Love to hear those partner shout outs.
Yeah, first off, I want to send a prayer up to my buddy DC and his daughter. They've got some stuff going on, and I just want them to know that this win was for them, and definitely for Taylor while she's battling whatever she's got to go through. And then all the great sponsors that helped me get to the racetrack and do what I do. Everybody over at Extreme eSpeed TV, you guys, Evans Air Conditioning, Piercefield Media Group, CBR Race Cars for sure for giving me a heck of a piece. Harrison Automotive, CV Used Cars and Parts, Newt's Lawn Care, JPR SHP, Coyote Media, Goat Farm Posse, FHP, all the guys over at Chip Hangers Racing keeping me up to speed and trying to keep me fast. Combs Cuts, B&B Custom Baits, BPRC. Phantom Racing is for giving me a heck of a motor every week, but just everybody that helps me week in and week out, I definitely couldn't do it without them, and I don't know where I'd be, but I can't thank them enough.
It takes a team effort, and you've done a heck of a job. Congrats again, Dylan, and hopefully we get to talk to you next week.
Hopefully so.
As Dylan Perry will win again here at I-55. That finishing order up now: Dylan Perry, Lassiter, Haight, Crow, Bender, your top 5. Hicks, Hine, Benefield, Voiles, Aiden Young, your top 10. 11th, Joshua Johnson, Evan Hinkle, Brandon Marlowe finishes 13th after running up front. Hayden Swaney. 14th, Brett Carlton, 15th. Andy Piercefield, 16th. Brandon Combs, 17th. Chris Payne, Cody Early, and Austin McGlone will round out the 20-car field tonight. And just like that, another great night of Pro Late Model Dirt Series action comes to a close here on Extreme eSpeed TV. For Adam Johnson, I'm Travis Piercefield. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you at a racetrack soon.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.